So The Crow, Wicked Prayer is the fourth, sadly not final film in the Crow franchise. It features a blend of supernatural elements, religious elements, racism. Yep, this film sucks. The film follows a young man named Jimmy Cuervo, who is a murderer who is resurrected by a mysterious crow to seek vengeance for his murder and the brutal killing of his girlfriend. Just wait for the plot of this movie, it's bloody mental. Let's get into it though. The story begins in a small town in New Mexico where Jimmy Cuervo, an ex-convict, is in his hometown after being released from prison. You know, he's on parole now, you know, he's a cool guy. He's deeply in love with his girlfriend, a beautiful young woman who works in the town. Their life together is complicated because of a violent gang of Satanists? Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, this whole movie literally begins with like a little prologue for the Satanists with weird ass like lines and like words on the screen in the weirdest font ever. Like, this is just a blank font. And it's terrible. Like, these guys are so horrible. Like, one of them reminds me of King Butch, though. I don't know why. It might just be the laugh or, like, the, like, face that he's making where he always looks angry but also really happy at the same time. But yeah, so, Jimmy and his girlfriend try to build a future together, but they are targeted by Luke and his gang. Luke is obsessed with getting power and immortality. He believes that sacrificing them in a satanic ritual will help him become Satan. That's not a joke. I had to watch this last night and it took me about 6 attempts because I kept turning it off and leaving it for about an hour. However, the supernatural forces of the Crow resurrect Jimmy, granting him the ability to exact revenge. Woohoo. As he awakens, he realises, oh my god, I'm strong now. I can beat the crap out of anyone. So that's exactly what he does. So he's haunted by the memories of his own death and the loss of his girlfriend. He's driven by grief and anger, you know, usual jazz. And as he tracks down Luke and the members of his gang one by one, he has his powers to help kill them in brutal ways, which the film barely does. And you know, since this is the fourth movie in the franchise, it has to be terrible. So, what two things do you think made me hate this movie? Well, I'll give you a hint. 1, racism. 2, so much tits. I didn't need to see all of those. Why, like, halfway through the movie, do they go to a church and there's a bunch of strippers there, and then, like, they get married there, and then the strippers and everyone else die? It was weird. But yeah, so Jimmy confronts Luke, who is now Satan, in a final battle, which is so goddamn painful to watch. Like, I had no idea what was going on for half of it. The rest of it was all confusing as well. I didn't know what was going on, I won't lie to you guys. Like, it was weird. And yeah, in the final bit, Jimmy confronts Luke, and then he kills him by shoving him onto, like, a rock that goes through him, and he slits his throat. And then, yeah, Danny Trejo's also in this movie as, like, the leader of, like, a native tribe who are, like, horribly, like, just really, like, what's the word, discriminated against in this movie. Like, because, and you'll never guess why they're discriminated. You all know why? You all know why? So, they want to build a casino over a mine, so the miners hate them now. Do you see how much I like this movie on my face? But yeah, so yeah, The Crow Wicked Prayer attempts to channel anything emotional and it fails miserably. The execution leaves much to be desired. For one, I don't like the lead. He doesn't really do a convincing Crow for me. His portrayal really just lacks anything. Like, it's really overshadowed by the film's just inconsistent pacing, lackluster script, terrible antagonists. Like, sure, this is a franchise which doesn't have the best movies in it, but 2 of these are pretty good, alright, guys? And then there's a TV show, which I'll get to. Like, I genuinely don't understand how they were able to, like, milk this for all it's worth and still make it worse than, like, the last few Evil Bong movies. I like those more. I won't lie. I'd rather watch Evil Bong 888 Infinity High more than watching this movie. That tells you it sucks. Yeah, visually the film tries to capture the dark aesthetic of the original film. It fails. Like, it's just not cool, because it's just got really just inconsistent special effects. Like, at the end of the damn movie, right? Like, Jimmy and, what's the other guy's name? Luke. They're there in, like, a desert burial ground, and Luke's about to start, like, having sex with his girlfriend to, I don't know, do a giant F you to God or something. Yeah, the film is terrible. I guess that was the final ritual he needed to do to become Satan or something. I really stopped paying attention near the end of this movie. I couldn't be bothered. But yeah, so he pretty much just stops doing that to go fight Jimmy, because I guess Jimmy's more good looking or something, I don't know. So yeah, they fight, and it is horrid. Like, there's, like, weird effects. It's like the Flash levels of bad CGI. But the sad thing is, the Flash came out in 2023, and this came out in, like, 2005. Not a good look there. Yeah, ultimately, this is a terrible entry in the franchise. It tries to recapture anything of the original, and it falls short. Mate, The Crow City of Angels is better than this. And I hate The Crow City of Angels. It sucks. But yeah, ultimately, it sucks. It's really disjointed. It's got a terrible antagonist. It's really just sad to see a franchise go out this bad. Especially since there's still a new one which just came out, which I reviewed not long ago. Go check that out. And that sucks as well. Like, how can you fall this flat with all your movies? I'm sure there are other stories for The Crow which haven't even been adapted for film yet. I've looked it up. There are. Why can't we just get more of those? Like, sure, most of these films aren't good, but they're different stories, different, like, villains, different good guys. Sometimes they don't work, but sometimes Salvation is a good example. It works really well. And yeah, that's why I just genuinely feel kind of depressed at this movie, because it could have been really good, but it just fell short. But what do you guys think about The Crow not Salvation, Wicked Prayer? I'm thinking of better movies already. Let me know in the comments below. I may go watch Salvation again now, but until next time, I'm going to go watch all this stuff off my face. I'll see you all next time.